Hi everyone, and a big welcome to the Living with SMA podcast. We talk about all things spinal muscular atrophy related, but topics discussed are not exclusively for individuals with SMA, so there should be something here for everyone. We also do things differently. For starters, our charity SMA UK uses different hosts, and everyone involved gets a final say in the creative process of making these episodes. We cut through the jargon, and the content is accessible for everyone. All the stories are individual, and we are committed to sharing as many different perspectives as we can for our listeners. So if you're listening to this and have a burning desire to talk about a particular subject, then please reach out to us on our social media channels or send us a quick email. And remember, no topic is off the table. If there is something the SMA community wants to talk about, this is the place. We really hope you enjoy the podcast, and please do connect with our charity and share your comments online and let us know what you think. From all the team at SMA UK, thank you for listening.
3, 2, 1, yeah!
Hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Living with SMA podcast. Now, in today's episode, we are going to be taking a little bit of a look back at the SMA UK Resonate Weekend 2023. Now, this is a weekend where a whole group of people from within the SMA UK community come together for a weekend full of fun, food, friendships, and just some great activities. So we've got the gang together today to have a little look back on this weekend, which sounds like it was a whole load of fun. I'm very jealous that I missed out on it. But yeah, let's kick off with some introductions before we get into all the juicy gossip, because that's what I'm here for today. I'll kick things off. My name is Ross Lannon. I am your host for today. I'm 30 years old from Cornwall. I have SMA type 3, and I'm excited to meet you guys. So let's kick off with Sophie.
I'm Sophie. I'm 18. I have SMA type 2. What else do you want to know? I'm studying social work at uni.
Amazing. Brilliant stuff. And Ellie?
Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm 20 years old. I have SMA type 2, and I'm studying multimedia sports journalism at uni.
Awesome. And Molly?
Hi, I'm Molly. I've got SMA type 3. I'm 20 and I'm studying law with criminology at university.
Awesome. Alicia?
So I'm Alicia. I've got SMA type 3 and I'm studying computer science at university.
So, and last but not least, Ben.
Hello. I'm Ben. I'm 22 and I've just started a job as a journalist.
Nice. So you all need to watch what you're saying today, because Ben's going to start writing stories about you. Okay.
Oh, maybe we'll see. Okay.
So we're all here today because we're going to be having a little throwback, a little look at your recent trip, the Resonate Weekend 2023. Now, for those that don't know, this is a weekend that was organised by SMA UK. It took place at the Calvert Trust in Exmoor, which is sort of North Devon. And the Calvert Trust is sort of an accessible residential activity centre where it's sort of specifically designed for people with access needs. So yeah, let's just jump straight in, guys. I want to know sort of, we're going to get into the nitty gritty of talking about all the specific activities and things as well, but as a whole, Molly, kick us off with, what was your experience like?
I had a great time. I thought it was really good. A lot of things that I hadn't tried before, and a lot of activities I didn't think I would enjoy, but actually were really good fun. We did like the crate stacking in like the pouring rain, which I was like, okay, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, but it was actually not crate stacking, sorry, the abseiling in like torrential rain. Really good fun. It's nice to meet everyone else, and obviously we've all like become friends since we only met on the weekend. Yeah, I had a really good time. I thought it was really good fun, and hopefully do it again.
Love it. Alicia, was this the first time that you guys have all met in person then, is it?
Yeah, it was, and it was like amazing because I feel like as soon as we all started speaking, we just clicked instantly, and it was like great.
So this is the group to watch out for. Was you guys just like stuck to each other all weekend? Was it?
Oh, we were.
We did mix though.
pretty
We
much,
talked to
yeah.
other people, but it was a cute little group.
We did.
Yeah.
We were quite happy because we were like assigned groups in the beginning, and none of us were in the same group, but we'd like become friends the night before. And then because the weather was so bad, we like got to choose our own groups in the end, which meant we got to like spend the weekend together, which was nice.
I love it. So Ellie, talk me through, for anyone who's not familiar with how these Resonate weekends work, sort of how does it work? Sort of talk me through from, do you arrive, is it like a Friday night and then you just kind of mix in?
Yeah, so we arrived on a Friday night. I personally drove 6 hours to get there, down to Devon, long drive. The Friday night, we just went socialising, meeting new people. We had dinner together. And then on a Saturday, that's when the activity started. But as Morning said, because of the weather, it was a bit disrupted. So most of the activities had to be cancelled on the Saturday. And there was torrential rain. So we got to choose our own activities, which was nice. Not really good. We got to choose the people we were with.
I see. And Ben, what was your sort of first impression when you rocked up? Was this your first time at the Calvert Trust before?
No, so I went when I was like 20. I first came when I was like 8 years old. No, it was just nice to be back. It felt like a kid again. It's great. But yeah, you don't really get to do things like that very often. So it was nice to sort of feel like you could almost like be free in what you wanted to do. That doesn't happen very often. That sounds ridiculous and cheesy. But, it's like, yeah, it's true, I suppose. Yeah.
No, it's a really good point, because I think a lot of us with physical disabilities we sort of miss out on that fun adventure side of things quite often because we're limited by our environments, that these activities, these weird and wonderful activities, are not often accessible. So I guess when you're presented with an opportunity to do these activities where actually, yes, there are hoists and there are various things in place to help you get involved, I guess you go a bit wild. Sophie, tell me a little bit about the social aspect of this, because we're going to get onto the activity specifically next, but I want to know more about the social side and the opportunity of like the SMA community coming together. What's your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a really great opportunity to like meet new people, because I guess SMA UK, they do like the little picnic in the parks and things like that, which is mainly aimed at younger people, I think. So before the weekend, Ellie was the only person that I actually knew. And then it was really nice to just meet other people who like know what you're going through and things like that. Made new friends and stayed in touch. And we're going to Birmingham next weekend.
Are you? All of you guys are going together, are you?
I think we need to decide what day we're actually going to do it, I think, because people are with like uni schedules, so we need to find time that all 5 of us are free.
I love that. That's cool. And as well as making like these new friendships then, did you find yourself, Alicia, sort of sharing kind of advice and lifestyle type stuff as well as having the usual fun and games? Because it's not very often you get a lot of people in the same room with the same conditions. So I imagine we can all relate to similar things.
Yeah, because obviously I was a bit nervous going in, but then like literally as soon as I think I spoke to Molly first on the first night, and we just clicked instantly because we just like knew exactly what was we both go through like on a daily basis. And I know like obviously SMA ranges, but like I think we all have like one common ground where we all like go through the same like struggles like a lot. So it was just really nice like being able to speak to people and like make friends with people who know exactly what you're going through.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something I think we all take for granted. There's something about mixing with people that you've got this sort of unique experience with. I can totally understand where you're coming with that. Let's talk about some of the activities then. I want to do a quick little one-word answer from all of you. I want to know what was your number one activity, and then we'll delve into it a little bit more. So, Molly, favourite activity?
Crate stacking.
Crate stacking. Okay, Sophie?
I would say the crate stacking as well, but I really like the abseiling in the rain. That was fun.
Abseiling. That was fun. Okay, Ellie?
And crate stacking. Is there already there? No, just nerds.
Okay, Ben?
Quite like the archery. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, he liked
bit damp. Little bit fun.
He likes danger. He likes the bow and arrow. And Alicia, what was your favourite?
I'd say the crate stacking as well, because I think we had to like do it with our carers as well, so it was like we were all involved together, so it's really nice. Okay, so I'm sensing a common ground here that the crate stacking seems a very popular one. Molly, talk me through, for anyone listening that thinks, how is cracking stacking crates fun? Explain to me what this activity involved.
So you're in, depending on sort of what support you need, like for your sort of level of strength and things, you're putting like different harnesses. So I think a few of us were in like a full like rigid seated harness, and a few of us were in like a normal harness, and then you get kind of hoisted up, and your carer who's with you will like stack a crate underneath you. But then the higher up you get, obviously you can't reach them off the floor anymore. So like your team around you are trying to like pass them up to you on a rope, and then you get hoisted up a bit more and another crate gets put underneath. Obviously the higher up you get, it gets quite wobbly. So at the end, I think a few of us got right to the top. And then everyone else in the group has to like basically run at the crates and just like kick them down, and then you're just like kind of like dangling in the air at the end. It's really good fun. Like I thought it'd be a bit scary getting to the top, but actually I really enjoyed it. It's nice. I'd say Ellie said, sorry, like you're all kind of working as a team. And yeah, it was really good fun. Really enjoyed it.
It's hilarious. I think even though I wasn't with you guys on this particular weekend, I have been to the Calvert Trust myself before as well. So I do know exactly what you're talking about. And that crate stacking it's so random, but it is so much fun. So yeah, I totally appreciate where you're coming from with that. Ben, talk to me a little bit more about the archery.
Archery, yeah. I mean, yeah, so I can't hold up a bow and arrow, obviously. So they had it on like a mechanism thing, and there was like a trigger, and a bit of rope. Now I can't even pull the trigger. So we basically had to like tie the rope to my chair, and I just had to reverse and hope that I didn't break it. So yeah, that was good. But it was, it was good. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, and can we just point out, I'm presuming there are trained instructors here advising you guys. You're not just doing this, making this up for yourself, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Sophie, talk me through some of the other stuff that you get up to there as well, because I believe there is a nice swimming pool, hot tub.
There was a good swimming pool that I nearly drowned in.
Oh, God.
So basically there was like the main big swimming pool, which was like a bit cold, and there was like a hoist to get in, but there was also like a little jacuzzi that I can't remember Ellie, you weren't there, were you? But we kind of we all squidged in with our carers, and then I had like the jets, which blew me off my seat. But that was really, really fun. And obviously like all of the changing rooms were accessible. There was hoists and changing beds and things like that, which was nice. So I don't really ever go swimming because of changing bed issues. So that was really nice.
That's great. And we are glad that you're here today to tell the story. Ellie, talk to me a little bit about the instructors, because these guys obviously must have had a whole load of training within their field. They're obviously very disability aware. How were the instructors at the Calvert Trust with your experience?
They were all amazing. They were very adaptable to our needs. Like, some people needed more support, some people needed less, and they were always ready to help when needed, and they answered questions and talked us through it really thoroughly. to be felt safe at all times. But that as you're resident, being up in the air isn't very be hostile, which wasn't reassured. But they reassured us all and we felt safe.
That's nice. That's really important. I do remember when our instructor, it was almost like having a mate as part of the group as well. They really sort of fitted in well with the team, which is nice to see. It's always good. Alicia, was there zip wiring this weekend? Did you have a go?
Yeah, was it zip wiring what I'm saying? No, we did both. We did both. Yeah. And it was absolutely tipping it down with rain, and it was just absolutely hilarious. Like, we all just couldn't stop laughing. And the zip wiring was so, like, it was just something that you just never think, like, obviously having SMA and, like, stuff, like, in a regular thing without this trip, like, you would just never do it. So just being able to do that was just amazing.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds like so much fun. Molly, can you tell us a little bit about the accommodation? Because a lot of people listening today may be able to relate to the fact that some of us with disabilities, we don't often like traveling very far purely because, you know, accommodation is not always the most accessible. What's the setup like for the accommodation at the Calvert Trust?
So yeah, I don't need too much help with like hoisting things. So for me personally, I found it really good. Like I could get in the bathroom quite easy with my chair. There was like a shower chair and things like that. I think we were given profiling beds as well if we wanted them. The actual like unit itself was really flat, really easy to get around, sort of like big open spaces and things like that. So yeah, for me, I found it really good. Like I thought it was super easy, not sort of like having to stress about it when we got there and being like, oh, this room isn't quite right, and sort of having to move room, which has obviously happened before. Yeah, I found it really good. I thought it was comfy, nice, and pretty warm as well, actually. I feel like I go to hotels a lot and I'm always really, really cold. But
yeah.
I thought it was really nice.
And Alicia, am I right in thinking that before you guys travelled to the location, you all had to sort of fill out kind of like an access form listing the sort of requirements and facilities that you might need in your rooms?
Yeah, we did. So, like, it had, like, things like the hoist, the profiling bed and everything, which was, like, so nice. And they also had, like, the mini fridges, because I think we're all on wristband. No, Molly isn't. But me, Sophie, Ellie and Ben all are. And I think when we're travelling, being able to have, like, a place to have, like, your medication at that temperature is so important to us, because obviously we need to have it. So it was just nice that that was, like, so easily available. And, yeah, it was quite easy.
Yeah, good. It's nice because, you know, it's little things like that, like you mentioned in the fridge there, that a lot of other people maybe wouldn't appreciate or wouldn't even think about. So, you know, but whereas within this SMA community, that's something really important. So it's really nice that that's kind of been catered for as well as all the accommodation and the activities. Ben, I believe there was some entertainment in the evenings as well. I've heard that there's something went on with a DJ, a funny, awkward moment. Do you care to share?
That was the best thing ever. So, you know, people with SMA can't move around. And the DJ got on the mic and was like, right, I want everyone to join in with this. And then he starts playing the YMCA. And it was just the best thing ever. Just a whole group of people who can't move their arms, just looking around like, okay, cool, what do we do? It was just a beautiful moment. It was great. I loved it.
I love that. And this is the great thing about the community, is that probably only as a group we could actually appreciate the humour in that, because a lot of other people probably wouldn't see that. But actually, to you guys, you know, because we're all in the same boat, that's what kind of makes it more fun, isn't it? Sophie, what were your thoughts on sort of entertainment? I imagine you're quite a social
I thought it was really nice. Yeah, we had like was it like a disco and the bar that was open in the evening, but we would also like just go out and socialise, which was really nice. Am I missing something? I feel like there was something else. Oh, the quiz night, that was good. Yeah.
A quiz night as well. Can't beat a quiz. Love a quiz. And there's plenty of room, isn't there? Because from what I remember, like the sort of, you've got the nice kind of chill out rooms. There's various rooms. There's like a TV room downstairs. You've got your bar area and your sort of disco area upstairs as well. I presume that's still the same. It's been a while since I've been. But plenty of room to move around, and obviously lots of us wheelchair users, so it's always good to have extra space. Is that right still?
Yeah.
We spent most
Yeah.
of our time in the room overlooking the reservoir. And there's
I like
No,
the
like-
terrace, yeah.
Yeah, the terrace.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And Ellie, am I right in thinking that like the majority of people there also travelled with a carer as well? So there's plenty of space to have a carer with you if needed.
Yeah, there's carers and family members there. So we, in the accommodation, we shared the room with our PAs so that we were comfortable and that how we normally at home, so we could feel safe at all times and have our needs met as well.
Awesome. Alicia, do you feel I look at these Resonate weekends as almost Big Brother style? You know, it's very topical right now. Big Brother's back on our screen. We're chucking a load of, it's basically a disabled version of Big Brother. We're chucking a load of strangers, essentially, to spend into sort of a residential, to spend time together, where you kind of get to push boundaries, not only physically doing these activities, but socially as well. How did you find that aspect?
Honestly, it was literally amazing. I think once we like found our group, it was like we were just non-stop talking about like everything. Like there was never like a moment where it went silent. Like we were just always speaking, and that's like, it was just great. And it was just so nice to just be able to, obviously, because we all know like what everyone, like we're all going through the same thing, and it's just nice to like have people who like know that, because I feel like you can talk to people about having SMA, but no one really gets it unless you've got it. So it's
Yeah,
nice.
no, totally get that. And as a foodie myself, I have to mention the food. Molly, was as well as the activities and the accommodation, there's a whole food setup as well, a nice little canteen area where they provide meals for you guys.
Yeah, I thought it was good food, to be fair. I know a few people were saying it was hard, sort of like difficult food to like chop up and things like that. I think like the pizza on the first night was so thick, and Ben was saying it wasn't very like SMA friendly because it was like
more friendly, no.
but I thought it was quite nice, to be honest. He had like good puddings and things like that, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love my food. Okay, journalist Ben not happy with the pizza, noted. Okay.
Not happy.
And this is probably a very, very silly question, guys, but would this be something you would be interested in doing again? I feel like I'm getting a few nods of heads here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Overall, we all enjoyed the experience and sort of the physical and the social.
Yeah.
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 Love it. And just on a final note, I'd love to go around and sort of have sort of one word to sum up your weekend from you guys. If you can sort of go around, think of a word that can really describe how you felt sort of leaving the weekend. Ben, let's start with you.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna go with included.
Included. I like that. Alicia?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ben, you made that really
I was
like
gonna just
hard.
say-
That was really good. Yeah, like I don't want to be worrying. So I'm gonna say #Cripple Club actually, because this is the fun story actually. On the quiz night, we decided to name our group #the Cripple Club, and we absolutely all found it absolutely
No one
hilarious.
else did, I think.
But when they like, because when we won the quiz and like Gary had to say the Cripple Club, I think everyone else was just like, "Are we meant to laugh? Like, is it okay?" We were just absolutely laughing. So yeah, that's who we are, and we love it.
You've got your own hashtag. It's official. Nice. Molly?
I think just happy. Like it was just a really good weekend and met some friends for life, I
I
think.
love that. Was you sad when you were leaving? It was that sort of saying goodbye to everyone.
Yeah, we were all so upset. We were like,
Wow.
Ellie, what would you say? How would you sum up your weekend?
I would say just amazing. we pushed so many boundaries and met so many people. So, yeah, amazing.
Yeah. And Sophie, you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say maybe community. I think it was really nice just to meet new people and all come together and be able to bond over something that I guess has been, not to be depressing, but a struggle, if you know what I mean. And just turn it into something that was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, find some common ground between you all and just sort of forget about all the general day-to-day worries for a few days and just have some fun. It sounds like an amazing opportunity. Lastly, Ellie, if I come to you with this question, for anyone listening that maybe struggles with a bit of maybe social anxiety, or they might be thinking, I would love to do this, but I don't know if I can do it. What advice could you give to sort of encourage someone to get involved?
Well, I think it really helped me that I was in the WhatsApp group. So before the event, I was able to speak to a few people and get to know them before I actually met them. And then when we met them in person, it was much easier to then connect, because we already knew a little bit about each other. That's let me and Ronnie respect each other before, and that really helped me.
That's some really good advice. I like that. Anyone else got any sort of advice that they'd like to add?
I think I'd say just don't be worried, basically, because everyone was just so nice. I actually wasn't on the WhatsApp group. And then I got there and I was like, guys, can I be added, please? So I didn't know, as I said, anyone other than Ellie, but everyone was just so friendly. I think I managed to talk to most people when we were there, and everyone, it was just so lovely.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for sort of coming on the podcast today and sharing a little look back on your weekend. It sounds like you've all had good fun, and it's even better to see that you guys are still in contact and you've got this blossoming friendship now. So hopefully you guys, I'm sure you'll be reunited again soon and do it all again. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And there we go. Big thank you to my guests for joining me on today's podcast. And we have a very special announcement, a little surprise for you at the end of this episode. We can exclusively reveal that we have not one, but 2 bookings in place for Resonate weekends happening this year. We have another adults weekend taking place from the 26th to the 29th of July back at the Cal Trust in Exmoor. And we also have a Resonate weekend for teenagers, which will be taking place at the Cal Trust The Lakes. And that will be taking place from the 13th to the 16th of September. So make sure you keep an eye on the SMA UK socials to keep an eye out for any information of how you can get involved in that. As always, thank you for supporting this podcast, and you can keep up to date with all our episodes on the SMA UK website and YouTube channel.
You've been listening to the Living with SMA podcast. We hope you can join us again next time, but in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. You can find out more on our website at smauk.org.uk.